Hi everyone, this is day 7, mode 7. We're in the key of G major. This series is all about how to play the different modes in the key of G major against the same jam track, or the same song actually, and the song's tone center is the actual G major chord, the 1 chord. So I tried to give you an example of how each mode sounds against that tone center of the 1 chord. Today's the last lesson in the sequence. We're doing the 7th mode. The mode is F sharp Locrian. The notes are F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F sharp. As I've explained before, the easiest way to outline a mode is simply to start your lick and end it on the root note of that mode. So you can start here and end it there, and that's definitely defining the sound of that mode. That's the first step. That's the easiest way. You can alter that slightly by either starting or ending on that note. So I could start like, or I could just have started on it and not ended on it. That gets hairy though. The second way you define the mode is you take the notes of the triad of that particular chord. So the 7th chord in the key of G is F sharp minor diminished or F sharp minor flat 5. That's the triad, F sharp, A, and C. So now I can only play those 3 notes over the song to hear what that sounds like. And then lastly, you take the notes of the 4-note 7th chord, this case F sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp, A, C, and E, and try to make up your lines over that. So let's do one example at a time. Here is the F sharp Locrian scale example. Sorry. So the jury's out whether you like it or whether you don't. It could sound really cool. You could be doing like a Monet against a piece of canvas where it might make sense, it might not. But it kind of, it's in the right key. I don't know. It's up to you whether you like it or not, or whether you would think of ever trying to use it. I think it's good as a transitional scale to lead you to a different mode in the key or to a different place in the key, but it's hard to kind of sit there and make it really work. Given that the triad arpeggio, in my opinion, is even going to be a bit harder to sort of like feel like you like. Let me show you. The notes can only be C, A, and F sharp. So with that short example, you either are still watching or you turned it off because you're like, this doesn't go together, which is fine because everybody's entitled to an opinion. Again, I think it has its place, but it's really not defining the G tonality. Because it can't, because you don't have too many chord tones in this arpeggio. You have the major seventh of G, you have the ninth, which is not really a chord tone, it's an extension of your G chord, but it's in there. And then you have the fourth, which doesn't do anything for anybody. And now we're going to add in the seventh of the F sharp minor 7 flat 5, which is an E note. And that happens to be the 6th or the 13th of a G chord. So it's going to be more color tones, but really no chord tones. So here you go. This is the 4-note F sharp minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio only. So there's our 2 color tones, which kind of sound nice, you know, 13 to the 2nd or the 9th, to the major 7th. Kind of cool. Actually, it's kind of fun, but again, they really don't go hand in hand, fist and glove. But doing that reminded me of something I heard once, and I'm pretty sure it was some reference to something that Miles once said, was that part of his technique for performing and for playing with other people was making the notes that they played sound good, even if they weren't good notes. So that's kind of like sort of the idea I just used there. I knew they weren't the greatest notes, but I was going to try to do my best to make it all work for you. So thank you for watching this series. It's really been fun to do it. I really appreciate all of your support, all of your questions, all your comments. Keep watching. My next series, I think, is going to be mostly on some different blues techniques. But what I want to tell you is this series was all based on one song. And the song is actually a song that I'm going to release as a 4-part album. Not a 4-part, there's 4 songs in the album. Very shortly, here in a couple days. It's called Like the Angels. The chord progression that I was playing against this whole time is G, A minor, G, A minor, G, A minor, C, D. Then G, A minor, G, A minor, G, A minor, B, C, D. So that's what you've heard all these modes against, was that song. I made it into a backing track. The backing track will be available on the album also. You can listen to it or jam to it on Spotify, on YouTube. It'll be on all the streaming services. So anyway, here's my last example of F sharp Locrian. Let's say I give it 30 seconds and then I just go wherever I want to in the key of G, so you can hear how it is actually more of a leading scale, a leading tonality than an actual place to sit and park your truck. Have a great day and thanks for listening. Sorry.